Hey, welcome back, everybody. We've got Blangdmire, the OG, not the Phantom. The Phantom's gonna come soon, don't worry. But we got the OG one because he got his Mythisch, and his Mythisch is custom. I don't know how else to put. It's an insanely good card. It kind of changes the flow of this deck completely, in my opinion. And yeah, we're gonna get right on into it. We're gonna start with the ride line. The ride line has not changed. We still got the little guy. We still got Hollow Raptor. Still got Vacant Fang. We still got the original Blangdmire. I love this ride line, straight up. Every time I play this deck, I'm always hitting off these two, and it feels like the best thing in the world, straight up. Uh, our grade 3 count is a little smaller from last time, and by a little I mean a lot. We got 4 copies of Nexus. Nexus is still really good, probably one of the better upgrades. We got Radiance Caliburn as my Regalis piece because the deck still goes through enough counterblast that it's worth playing it, and it's an extra card in Soul. There's been like one game where I've used it to Pot of Greed and like draw 2 cards, but like for the most part, um, it's still worth to keep it around. And 1 copy of this Colossus. So here's the thing about this Colossus. I don't know where my 4th copy of Zamook is. That's straight up it. I don't think this card is bad. I just don't know where my 4th copy of Zamook is. So we're running with this. It's a little different, but I think it's going to work out just fine. On to the grade 2s. We have the game changer himself. This is Mythisch of Zero Gravati, and Gravati has a lot of cool abilities. So beginning of main phase, if he's not on your field, but you have a copy in your soul or drop, you can call him back, but at the end of turn, he has to bottom deck himself. Which is kind of nice because I feel like the couple games I've played, you know, on the turns where you do not kill your opponent, I am very close to deck out. So putting one of these back does like it takes a load off my mind a little bit, you know. But his other ability is beginning of battle phase. He gets boost, and you get to give one of your, or sorry, he gets +5, and you get to give one of your other rear guards the ability to boost, which is really good. As you guys know, we like big boosters, and Vaderock can be the biggest booster of them all. And his last ability is if you've activated your divine skill of Blangdmire, and you haven't restood a rear guard during this battle phase, you can Energy Blast 3 to restand the column this guy is in. So a column with like him and Zamoog, you can swing with a crit twice if you have 9 energy. A copy or a column with Vaderock, you just swing a fat number twice, which is really cool. Uh, yeah, this card is like it's really good. I love this card a lot. The other cool thing about this is it can also be played in Keter if you have a Blangdmire Vanguard, or if you're playing Blangdmire Phantom. So this guy is just a free body in that deck because that deck doesn't have a Divine skill. But it's just kind of cool that he just, he slots in. I'm still on 4 copies of Vaderock. I love Vaderock. Not a lot to say about him. Let me do this. Let me try this. Push you like right there and give Vaderock right next to it because I do have a bit of grade 2s. This is something, well, I'll start with the Zamoog really quick. We're playing 3 Zamoog. Again, if you can find the 4th copy, unlike me, play 4 copies because 4 copies is cool. But honestly, I haven't desperately needed the 4th copy, so maybe it's not a bad. I'm not sure. And then 4 copies of Forward and Revoltus, I believe is how you pronounce it. So this guy is really interesting because I've never played him in Blangdmire before, but he's an on-play Soul Charge 1. He gets +5, and then you can counterblast to either kill one of your opponent's grade 2 or graders, or you can pick grade 2 or less from your soul and call it to the rear guard. So basically, it's like we're playing 8 copies of Vaderock, just to get something back, which is really nice. Uh, Basically, the idea is you want multiple of the Mythisch on your field. You want one for the column that's going to restand, and then you want like one extra to make something else a big booster, which will normally be another copy of Fade Rock, which is really cool. Otherwise, this card offers a lot of early game, which I really like. So you can, if you're getting rushed, you can call this card down and just start killing your opponent's rear guard, so you don't have to deal with all of that because board control is really nice. You could also bring back important cards from your soul, uh, like Rivardi, but also there's some grade ones that we're gonna get into that you would really like to have back from the soul. Uh, this was apparently like a really cool tech card in Japan, so I've been messing around with it and I like it a lot. Moving on to the or not the triggers, to the grade ones, we're still playing 4 copies of Elaborate Wizard. I mean, the guy's broken. He lets us get a normal unit back from Soul. He binds himself face down. Really nice. We're playing 4 copies of Ophelia, which is new. So beforehand, I wasn't, or I might have run it for like a little bit back in the day, but I cut it because other things came up. But using this card with Forward and Revoltus is really nice, so I figured I'd throw it back in. 4 perfect guards, you can't go without them, and I'm playing 1 copy of Evoke Alchemist. So the thing about Evoke Alchemist is you can get a restand on your first grade 3 turn if you would like, which I don't think is a horrible idea. But you can also uh, get, even if you're not going to use the restand ability, it's a 15k booster. So you don't have to commit one of your Grivardis behind your Vanguard. You can just call this, and you have a nice booster. I really like it. But the important thing to note is these two do not work together. So you have to either do this or you have to do this. So it doesn't always come up, but there has been like 1 or 2 games where I have actually used his counterblast to restand something on the first grade 3 turn. So I think it's worth keeping the 1 copy of. It doesn't hurt anybody. At least not to my knowledge, it doesn't hurt anybody. On to the triggers. The triggers have not changed at all. I still love playing this OT because I think if you flip it as early as you can, the game may as well be over for the opponent. We're playing 8 critical triggers. Not a lot to say on that. We want our opponent to go to high damage as quickly as we can. 3 copies of the fronts and 4 copies of the heels. Nothing insane is going on over here. Just basic Blangdmire gameplay. You know, trying to be as aggressive as we can, and we can't run the draws because we will deck out 100%. Yeah, but that's it for this profile. Um, I really like what the new Mythisch brings to the table for this deck, and I'm also excited to get the Varga one in and show off that. But that's it for this one, and I hope to see you guys soon. Have a good rest of your day.